Greetings, I am Amy. I didn't do an introduction for the other videos, but I'm choosing to do one for here because by the looks of it, the Sayori route might be one of the longer routes. Because as far as I know, I need to go very far back. So I will start up with Natsuki, quickly check out what time I can spend with Natsuki, and then see if I can spend more like how I can spend time with Sayori. Exactly, that's what I wanted to say. I think this is already Thursday. I spent time with. I went to the library on that occasion. Then I went and spent time with Kaori on. Not Kaori. Kizori on Tuesday actually, so I think this might be Wednesday or Thursday. I'm not too sure yet. We will see. I did that yesterday, so. My heart skips a beat, but my phone vibrates and its text tone rings out. Oh, it's from Natsuki. Yo, what you doing for your lunch, kid? I do not have any particular set of plans. Nice, let's meet in the courtyard. Can I ask what this is about? It's about hanging out, dumb numbnuts. Guess I can't argue with that logic. Especially when she's so nice about it. Very nice about it. I lean against a pillar underneath one of the skywalks connecting the school buildings, simply watching the rain as I wait for Natsuki. She said she wanted to hang out, but why? And with me, of all people. I mean, it's not like she knows me at all. It's not like she has ever expressed that she likes you anyway. We're just classmates. And then all the awful possibilities begin swirling in my head. What if this is just a prank? And a shamefully simple one at that? What if her friends are watching me right now? What if they're all laughing at me, the idiot who thought some random girl would want to hang out with me? Want to hang out with him at all? It's not like stuff like this doesn't happen if they boom. I choked on my own breath. I can feel my face turning cherry pie red as I avert my gaze, lip quivering with overwhelming indignation that sends my heart and my thoughts racing a mile a minute. Man, this has to be the best reaction I've ever gotten. You're like, yeah. Should have sworn it was more like, yeah. Is that why you brought me out here? To scare me? Huh? No, that was more of a spur of the moment thing. Anyway, with surprising agility, Natsuki circles around behind me and begins jostling my backpack. What are you? Before I can even inquire to her intentions, her arms snake between the straps of my backpack and my shoulders, liberating me of my worldly possessions. I turn around and see the pin-sized pilferer kneeling close to the ground, digging through the contents of my backpack. Let's see what we got. Textbooks, more textbooks, boring homework assignments. My guy, you lug around books in this thing that aren't textbooks. Your poor bag. What are you doing? Please see what you got for lunch. Where the hell is it? She steps swiftly through the pack and lifts something out. It's my bound notepad containing all my story ideas. Ooh, this looks juicy. What's in it? No. I don't have any lunch. You too, huh? Don't worry, Auntie Natsuki's got you covered. Without another word, Natsuki rises to her feet and starts wandering in a random direction underneath the walkway. I follow, not sure what else to do. Screening at the end there. I continue following along without the foggiest of of what's going on. She dashes to and fro in seemingly random directions, peering through windows and doors. Does this girl have a bottomless well of energy? She's looking for something in particular, I guess. Whatever it is, I don't know why I have to be here. Maybe at some point while she's sprinting around I can sneak away. I just need to find the right opportunity. I wanted to spend time with Natsuki, I said earlier. So of course I'm going to stick around. The sigh. I guess ditching her would be a really shitty thing to do, especially after she went out of her way to invite me to whatever this is. Whatever. I just hope what exactly is going on becomes clear before the start of next class. Yo! Unlocked window spotted! I look in the direction of the loud noise. Natsuki slides a window open into some nondescript hall before dropping her backpack inside. And then, in one smooth motion, she places her palms on the windowsill and hefts herself to the inside. This is so bizarre. Does Natsuki do this often? Is she some kind of cat burglar? Burglar? The hell are you doing, Max? Come on in. I once again left it at Max. But you know what? For Natsuki, might as well leave it that way. I need to change before Sayori. She beckons me into the hall through the window. I pay back and forth, wondering if anybody's watching me, but I don't see anyone. It's surreal how empty the school is on the outside. Got the rain to thank for that, I figure. It's as if this whole school belongs to just me and Natsuki. As that thought sinks in, a feeling of uncharacteristic daring gently rises up through my chest. If there's no one around, then there's no one to catch me. I pass my backpack through the window and carefully lower it down to the other side. I then place my hands on the bottom windowsill, have myself up, and brace my knee against the bottom, now able to use the power of my legs. I carefully begin leaning forward, hands gripping the sides of the windowsill. And try to lift my other leg inside. Easy does it. You're not an expert at this. Okay, I just have to make a complete ass of myself. Jesus Christ, you okay there? Aside from my ego, yeah. Natsuki lets out another hearty chuckle at my expense. Yo, close the window behind you. The window is once more dully sealed, denying entry to the cold and damp air that had previously been sweeping in. Ready to be amazed? She knocks on the glass door of the vending machine behind her. Behold, the true gourmet experience. Have a taste of luxury and sample our fine strawberry wafers, chocolate cookie sticks, and green tea mini waffles. I can't suppress a quiet giggle at Natsuki's outrageously cringy display, something that obviously delights her. For real though, pick something. I should go with... I mean, we like sweet things, but given our situation, I feel like... Oh, that was probably not that serious of a thing. But I do feel like we need to go with something that also, like, rather fills us up. The peanut butter granola bar. Ooh, peanut butter is loaded with protein. You've got a knack for surveillance, kid. Natsuki digs through her backpack, rifling about in it before producing a few shiny yen coins. She looks back and forth between the money and the items in the vending machine. Fuck, I'm short 100 yen. I rifle through my own backpack, sticking my hand into every pocket and crevice in hope of feeling something hard and cold. Luckily I do. I've got you. I got my finger down with the coin balance at the end, and flick my thumb, sending the 100 yen coin spinning through the air. Natsuki catches it perfectly. Nice save, Max! Nice catch! Moments after Natsuki inserts the necessary coinage, the vending machine whirs to life and expels our selected meals. We each bite into our respective bars. The crunch is satisfying, and the sweetened commercial brand peanut butter lends a predictably serviceable taste. It's not gourmet by any means, but it fills a hole. Judging by how Natsuki's showing down into her own bar, it seems she had a hole with what needed filling as well. Wait, that isn't what I meant. Oh, I wonder, why does this girl not have a lunch of her own? Why does she need to scrounge for food when the lunch bell rings? I briefly think about asking her this, but then recall a saying relating to glass houses. Perhaps, in both our cases, it's something better left unsaid. For now, all there is to do is finish our lunch in silence and enjoy one another's company. Misery loves it, after all. Hey, Natsuki. Where the hell are we anyway? In the abandoned wing of the school. Doors are all locked, so that's why I climbed in through the window. Speaking of, we'd better get hustling. I slide the window back open and we both climb out in short order. We make our way back to the non-abandoned part of the school under the shelter of the sidewalks. We stop at an intersection, apparently where we must part ways. Thank you very much for this, Natsuki, despite my initial confusion. I turn my head away, the heat in my face making obvious the pink color it's taken on. I really had fun. Yo, so did I! Catch you later, kid. I watch her briefly before turning and continuing onward to my own evening classes. I still can't get a solid read on her. There is no way she's just this hyper all the time. Okay, no, I think this is still Wednesday. I spent time with Kazori the other day, so this is fine. But you never thought this be happening, huh? What would be happening? You and me, hanging out and shit. Especially after I totally bit your head off when we first met. Suppose we're not the type of people typically seen together. Oh, that reminds me. Is it still? I don't think it's here anymore. There was like a weird change in the text where they're like the two guys approach us, and it wasn't just about Yuri. It was about like it did start with Yuri, but then it went into like crazy bitches are hot, something along the lines of that, which didn't happen last time. But I wasn't recording at that point because I was just trying to get to the point where I can finally choose Natsuki for something. Which is a crying shame, because I think we're more alike than you'd think at first glance. How so? We both like baking, obviously. But also like, When I look at you, I see a fellow underdog. You get what I mean? I think I do. But honestly, you never struck me as an underdog. At least from what little I know about you. How you figure? You're extremely talented, confident, deservedly so. And outspoken. Jeez, dude, how do you not get embarrassed saying shit like that? Who says I'm not? Maybe in both our cases there's more than meets the eye. Laughing my fucking ass off. Alright, point taken. I think my budgie is currently, very annoyed. Fucking dork. Currently very annoyed about something. Currently. And I wasn't lying. Only if I sent that text did my face start burning up. I need to censor the name. Guess it's a good thing I have you show me the ropes, huh? Damn right it is! Just leave it all to me. I'll tell you all the best places. Who to avoid and who to punch on sight. Know what should be happening right now. Jeez, are avoiding and punching on sight my only options? What the knuckle fucks all over the school? Those are the nicest things I could think of. And I wonder what Natsuki and I will be baking today. Maybe she'd like to spend lunch together too? Funny. I never thought of the school as someplace I'd want to spend my time just doing nothing in. A place where I could just wander, discover, explore. Oh yeah, thinking of shower thoughts, I had like one of them today while I was sorting my old toys. I was sorting them and there were like these old dinosaur toys, and just for fun, I kind of like placed them how I used to play with them, like pretend that they were walking or something. And you know what? I think I'll just at some point play with them again. Like seriously, it was kind of fun. I really got in the mood to just go into one of my carpets and just play with them a little. When I have some time, why not just play a bit of dinosaurs? At least for a little while I could do it. It wasn't until my little rendezvous with Natsuki that I started seeing that place this way. And now I find myself looking forward to it, to lunch period at least. Of course, it's probably still not safe to wander in the halls alone. Who knows what kinds of people I might come across. But still, it makes my heart race a little. I feel like a kid again with a vast world stretching before me. Everywhere is somewhere adventure awaits. And Natsuki, well, she's not someone I'd mind adventuring with. I mean, yeah, she's loud, hyper, and a little abrasive, but that also makes it kind of fun. I kind of want to be more like her. Of course, never on earth could I match her energy, but it already feels as though she's rubbed off on me at least a tiny little bit. I'm thinking of high school, all things as adventurous. After all, there's apparently an entire wing of the school that's just abandoned and derelict. How many other buildings are like that? Oh, many buildings. I have quite a few nearby, and yes, I have looked at a few of them, mostly on the outside because I don't really want to break into a house. But I do like taking pictures on the outside and seeing what I can kind of see from the outside. Like sometimes you can see like through windows and still see like old things. One of these houses is like very, very in poor condition. Like I was walking around it and like one part of it is just completely collapsed. It seems like there wasn't anything on the bottom floor, but there was like a second, well, not second, it was more like I don't know. It had an interesting build, but there was nothing on the ground, but upwards there were more extensions of the other floors, and since there was nothing underground, that what was above collapsed to the ground, and so it's certainly not safe to step into there, but it's kind of interesting. There were like old magazines lying around, old knitting stuff as well. It's always pretty interesting, especially since this seems like a house that was like pretty popular in the past because there's like an old store sign and all of that. I once googled for it and it said it was temporarily closed, but given the condition, I kind of feel like it won't open anytime soon, which is kind of sad actually. Sometimes when I look at these houses, I just feel like, well, there are quite a few houses that if you patch them up, people could live in them again, because in specific parts of the world, one of the reasons why some people struggle finding houses isn't just related to the lack of money, but also sometimes due to the lack of space. But it's like, there's an abandoned apartment building near here. There are 4 abandoned houses, most of them capable of housing more than one family. If you patch them up, then some of them actually could be very nice spots. And I also just generally feel sad when old houses where people used to live in and have like all these memories and to just fall apart. And if there are more houses, then I feel like no, that doesn't make much sense given the way the world works, but I do feel like giving more opportunities to buy these things would be great. I mean, maybe you could buy these houses, but just given the condition of the one I mentioned, I feel like that's just not salvageable that much really anymore. And another one near me that's also not really salvageable. It looks horrific. No, I have 5, and in one there were certainly 4 families once because there's like old stuff, and there are 6. Sorry, I just keep remembering more spaces. I once didn't. I used to walk past that 6 one all the time and not realize it was abandoned because there was still stuff inside, like old decorations. There were the only time I realized it really was when I looked at the plants and realized those aren't like really plants anymore. They're dead plants, clearly falling apart. Then I noticed like the door was blocked off and everything. And it's just like it also is just sad that all of these things are still inside too. There's just so many houses which people could maybe like still live in. So many houses that tell stories. It's really sad to me. But that's why I kind of want to also take pictures of them as well and just imagine what life could have been like in them. Like sometimes when you see what's inside, you can kind of imagine, wow, once one point at a time there was like a family in there when you can kind of like see old kids' toys still in some of the windows. Be like, there was potentially like family in there, and that's where at some point the parents cooked, and that's where at some point the child played with their pet. It's also kind of like really sad. It's just also very interesting to see it. I want to know more about this place. I want to know all the little secret nooks where nobody else goes, all the classrooms that go unused, all the ghost stories that circulate the grapevine. Oh, my first school ghost stories. Pfft, we once had a protest against ghosts. My primary school, my first one. We literally were marching through the courtyard and like exclaiming stuff about like um protesting against the ghosts. The teachers must do something against these ghosts. The poor teachers. And if there were any ghosts, then I really feel sorry for them too, because they probably didn't decide to stay in a primary school of all places. And if there's someone who'd be willing to dig up all those lost secrets along with me, or even lead me to said secrets, well, that'd make a wonderful story, no? It would. I have actually included one of the houses I explored more deeply in one of my stories too. I wonder if the mod ever gets a continuation, if Natsuki and I ever like explore something more deeply. That would be cool. And those are my shower thoughts for today. Let's just leave. What did she like? Well, let's just do the roll cake. The company was appreciated as well. Let's let Natsuki answer since... Let's spend more time with Natsuki. Since Natsuki apparently doesn't bring out her own lunch or even purchase it at the cafeteria, I should get her something from a vending machine. Money from the cash drawer well spent. I can meet up with her for lunchtime afterwards. I'm sure it'd be a pleasant surprise for her. My grip tightens on my back as I smile and feel my face heating up slightly. Then I have an idea. Why not swing by the vending machine at that abandoned wing of the school? It'd be nice to load up on snacks without anyone staring at me. I mentally mapped the path Natsuki and I took last time before turning on my heel and heading outside. It's funny, retreading this route alone this time. Actually, maybe I won't do Sayori this time around. But you know what, Natsuki deserves her own entry after she's been there the whole time. Like, in every route, she's a prevalent character. So she deserves this, her own little video. It's funny, retreating this route alone this time. I peered to and fro, and as I had observed before, there's almost nobody outside, not even beneath the shelter of the sidewalks. The only people visible are all the indistinct shapes shifting about underneath the glare of the windows, obscured further by mist and distorting drops that covered the soaked glass. I imagine even to them, I am merely a blur in the rain, a shadow shrouded in fog and falling clouds. But I'm reminded that none of this should even matter to me. Who cares what all these boring-ass losers think anyway? right? After a short walk further, I find myself standing before what I believe is the window Natsuki and I entered through last time. I grasp with the window sash and give a hefty sideway tug. I'm assuming it doesn't open. The hell? I was sure this was the right window, but it seems to be locked. I relax my arms down on the sides of the sides of my body, brow furrowing in confusion and contemplation. Natsuki even said this one's open, so I'm assuming it's not always open at the same time. Had I taken a wrong turn somewhere along the way? It's certainly possible. I was pretty mentally checked out by the time I was watching Natsuki dash about in random directions. Just when I begin to step back and assess the situation, I notice a vague shape shifting behind the window's glare. My heart rate soars at the thought I've been caught trying to break in. Before I can make a banana split, something like that. However, I can make like a banana and split. However, the window slides open. When in the goddamn? You know, Max, usually when someone locks a door or window, it's because they don't want people getting inside. Has it ever stopped you before? Nope. Without another word, Natsuki strolls to the opposite wall. Sitting on the floor next to some sort of device I now see plugged into an electrical socket. She left the window open. Needing no further prompting, I hoist myself onto the windowsill, using both of my hands and legs. Carefully this time. I don't need another embarrassing tumble. And I'm in. Phew. Give me another week and I'll be able to break into the Vatican secret archives. Vatican? I close the window behind me, although this time I lock it as well. I feel as though neither of us would appreciate further interruptions. Peering towards Natsuki, I see that the aforementioned device is actually a Gimoku advanced system, charging via the wall socket as Natsuki stares at screen intently, tapping away at the buttons. Funny. Never would have pegged her as one to enjoy the classics. The Neko swap is what everyone's playing on nowadays. Whatever Natsuki's playing now, though, has her completely enraptured. She doesn't even notice me observing her, but that doesn't make it okay to stare either, so I stop. Instead, make my way to the vending machine. Perusing the selection on offer as I dig my wallet out from my pants pocket. Convenience sure as hell ain't cheap, huh? After a moment's further contemplation, I pick a bottle of fruit bars, one strawberry, one blueberry, a pack of green tea wafers, a cinnamon roll, and a roll of melon bread. There goes just about my entire budget for a week, but at least this means neither of us will be going hungry. Today, at least. Jesus Christ, Max! You hungry or what? It appears the rhythmic whir of snacks being released from the vending machine coils was enough to pull Natsuki's attention from her game. Well, it's not... Here. Lunch is on me today. I say this, pressing the blueberry fruit bar to her. And what makes you think I haven't already eaten, huh? Cause you didn't have any lunch last time. She peers at me at the fruit bar for a moment, as if inspecting it for tampering, before shifting her gaze back up to me, though neither of us are able to meet the other's eyes. If you think you're gonna get something in return for this, you'll be really disappointed. Even that something is just... You tolerated my company for a while. Even if that something is just... You tolerating my company for a while? Natsuki's mouth opens slightly in response, her upturned brows making it obvious I've said something to upset her, but she speaks before I can apologize. That's... Your company isn't something I need to tolerate, you know? Sorry. I apologize, and don't know what else to say. Natsuki sighs loudly, an indication if I've ever seen one that her tolerance is reaching its limit. Fine. I'll eat your stupid snacks, okay? But do not make a habit of this, I'll be biting you instead of vending machine snacks next time. Got it. What if he's into it? Sorry. I just thought about it. That's even weirder. I take a seat on the floor next to Natsuki as she unwraps her fruit bar, and I place the rest of the snacks on the floor arrayed before the both of us so we may have our pick of the lot. I myself begin peeling away at the plastic packaging of the cinnamon roll before I notice a familiar game on the display of Natsuki's Gemiko Advanced System. Taking a bite out of my cinnamon roll, it's rubbery and dense. I watch Natsuki ravenously chow down on her bar before I speak up. Order of Chaos? You're playing Matsuka Kado? Order of Chaos version? Natsuki gulps down the rest of the fruit bar that once filled her mouth before a smug grin forms across her visage. I look like some kind of pleb to you? Harmony, you know the ultimate version with the bigger list of mons and all the legendaries? Oh, nice. I flash Natsuki a brief smile before going back to nibbling on my cinnamon roll. She gets to work tearing open the packaging of the melon bread while still eyeing me up with that vague, disapproving look of hers. What does she want from me? So, you a Chaos Head, I'm guessing? Chaos Head? Oh, right. Matsuta Kado. Something like that. Yeah, actually. How'd you know? Pfft, you kidding me? Matsuta Kado Chaos is the version with all the edgy-ass undead and umbra type monsters. That shit's totally your aesthetic, right? You're not wrong. Didn't realize I was so easy to read. It's cool though. Way better than not having an aesthetic at all, right? So, should I take that you mean you prefer cuter monsters? The early gay mammals or the fae types, maybe? And how the hell did you figure that, huh? What? I mean, because you have that pink hair and those pink contacts and you like baking and you're so I will dare it. I mean, since everything about you looks so cute, I figured you like cute things. I am not cute! Her voice is loud, shrill, and honestly more than a little terrifying. How was I supposed to know this would happen? Would apparently touch a nerve. I'm sick of this! I'm sick of assholes like you making assumptions about me. Where do you get... Just where do you get off anyway? Acting like you can read my mind. She's standing up now, right hand tightly gripping the melon bread and left hand clenched tightly into her fist. She looks down at me, face contorted in rage. I was thinking of maybe saying bold. And you wanna look down on me cause I'm so small and so cutesy? Maybe try looking in the mirror cause you ain't exactly Amazonians yourself, bitch! I stared down at the floor, biting my lip, unable to stop the shaking. We were having such a pleasant chat. How did it end up this way? It was kind of expected, actually, because, yeah, people probably tell that all the time. I'm sorry. So all that finds its way out of my mouth. Please. Please just accept it. I can't show up to class with a black eye. Max? Hey, Max! Hey, come on! Max! I feel hands gripping my shoulders, shaking me out of my furgue. Max, yo, I wasn't being completely serious, you know? Sorry. Hey kid, it's okay. It's my fault acting like we're overly familiar or whatever. Should have guessed you'd be the type to freeze up when I raise my voice. But don't you worry. From now on, Auntie Natsuki's gonna treat you way more gently. Got it? You don't need to change the way you act for my sake. I just need to grow thicker skin is all. Maybe let's just agree we both have stuff to work on. In the spirit of self-improvement or whatever. Tell it to my friends. Stop being scared when people raise their voice. I don't think it's gonna happen that soon. I nod and smile slightly, finding this to be a responsible arrangement. Friendship is based on compromise after all, and God knows I have a lot of compromising to do. Sorry for fucking up our conversation. No, It's fine. You didn't fuck up anything. Say that again. Say what? Say fuck again. Fuck. Dude, that sounds great coming out of your mouth. I didn't realize you were capable of cussing, Max. Sorry, I'm... You might be surprised then. Yeah? No. You just seem so gentle all the time. I guess I never would have expected or something. I guess I couldn't imagine. Dude, you barely ate your cinnamon roll. I peered down at the lightly nibbled form of the cinnamon roll laying atop its wrapping on the floor, along with the unopened strawberry fruit bar and green tea wafers. I'll eat the rest of it later. You should go ahead and take the rest of the snacks. Nope. She flatly refuses the offer before kneeling down and retrieving both of the remaining snacks, presenting them to me despite my protests. Eventually, I relent and stuff it into my bag. And stuff them into my bag before turning around and sliding the window open, one after the other. We nimbly haul ourselves outside. Side by side, we make our way back to where our evening classes wait, remarkably less awkward this time around. So yeah, next time, bring a Gemuku, okay? We can trade monsters and even battle a bit if you want. That's where I'll see which one of us is the bigger badass. Spoilers, it's me. Okay, now I have to take you down a peg. Hell yeah, that's the spirit! Who knew? Who knew I'd ever even have a single competitive bone in my body? But Natsuki, it feels as though she's someone with just so much to prove. Maybe together we can help each other show the world what we're made of. Even if we're just starting with a silly little handheld monster collecting game. As we go our separate ways, Natsuki shows me a wide grin while hopping in pace and waving goodbye with almost her entire body. I smile back and return a gentle wave of my own. Maybe she really does enjoy my company. And now it should be the test analytical statistics. Weird guy. Oh yeah, feel like having a giggle at my expense? So I was playing Monster Takata earlier in between classes, and just randomly, I wasn't even hunting for the fucker, a shiny dribble appears. Whoa. Doesn't dribble alone only have like a 1.5 encounter rate? Yeah, and he was so pretty too. He turns red and black instead of brown and white, so I catch him, no trouble at all. And I check the stats. Motherfucker has the humber inclination. Ouch. Isn't that plus smack minus attack? MAG minus minus attack. Sure is. So off to store she went. Aww. Surely the game isn't hard enough that you need to min-max. Of course it isn't, but it's still gonna bother me like hell. Bastard will leave an enemy with 1 HP left and I'll be like, yep, that happened because of my shit luck. RNG give and RNG takes away. Give and take. Truthfully, I was hoping she would decide to use it. Because that means she'd be facing me with the suboptimal monster if we were to battle. Of course we're going with her. I flip on my Gemuku Advanced XD system and continue my saved game in Monster Takata Chaos. I noticed then the number of hours recorded on the save. 462 hours! Wow, that's absolutely ranged, but I'm gonna need more than that if I'm to get the drop on Nazi next time we play. You'd be surprised by how much playtime I have on the DLC. And like, I have like... There's like basically 3 DLC versions. The Steam one from the official website, and I also account DDLC Plus. And DDLC Plus isn't modded, so you know the fact that I have over 1,000 hours there is just me playing. Wait, no. I don't think I have over 1,000 hours there, but I feel like 500 something. Although sometimes it's literally just I have the music in the background and I am struggling with putting it on my phone, so I just have it there. But yeah, the combine, like on this other Steam version, there's like on the Steam version, I have like a lot of hours, but also because I also played mods like there and stuff. And then there's the one from the mod stuff, the official website one, where I don't know how many hours, but I'm certain the amount of times I've played just the normal DLC there is also still a lot. But I'm gonna need more than that if I'm to get the drop on Natsuki next time we play. I've of course already squeezed out all the content the game has to offer, completed both the national and international monster index, caught every boss and mythical monster, but there's still plenty to do in terms of grinding and optimizing my teams. Some of these monsters I built when I was younger makes me wonder if I was drunk. But as I wizened, so too did my strategies and Darwinian ruthlessness. All this time I've had no actual opponents to grind my teeth against, just the same AI jobbers over and over from the Tower of Trials. But perhaps Natsuki will prove a challenge. As I continue playing, I feel fatigue taking hold of me. My vision clouds, my eyelids grow heavy. I must have added 3 or 4 more hours of playtime to that obscene total by now. Come on, body of mine. Just 15 more minutes. Good night, I guess. Kids like us have no place in the world grown-ups have created. It's not something anyone would ever admit to, but they all want is to just idle. I just want everyone in this Thai fucking city to drown in this rain. Then it'll just be me and you. Natsuki's story will continue. I wonder if this is like the intent. I really like the little music that Natsuki had, different to the others. Anyway, I'll say goodbye now. Natsuki will get her own little video, her own little route, because she deserves it. So yeah. There was that. I guess I'll open the credits again, so I'm pouring myself some tea. Don't tell Natsuki. And yeah. So yeah, here are the credits again. Woo. And yeah, stay safe, have a nice day, night, evening, afternoon, whatever. And stay safe.